From the mountains to the river flow, stories only locals know. Living local in the Hudson Valley. This is the HVP!
Keep it close.
Oh, I thought I could hear it well.
Well,
No?
you're hearing the echo around the building, so I'm watching your levels
Oh,
here,
it's not
and
good.
that's what's doing. This guy's a pro.
Yeah, he is too. So I'll just keep
This
it.
is only Joe's 21st time doing this, so you gotta.
You would think I would know it by now. How's that? Is that better?
I've got professional musicians in my band, horn players, vocalists, right? And all of a sudden, you can't hear the fucking trumpet player. Why? Because his fucking mic's over here.
Yeah, you gotta be.
The vocalist, because she's...
So is that better?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So here it is.
Yeah.
Just put it right in my mouth.
Well, you should still be more up like this, so you're getting more into the microphone.
Okay.
You know what I
So
mean?
like that.
Oh, there you go. There's Joe. Welcome to the program, Joe.
Hey everybody, I'm back. I'm back.
There we go. There we go.
They should make hats with it.
Yeah.
The boom.
Well, I'm sure.
We could design them and sell them on Amazon.
Yeah,
That's the
brother.
theme today, Amazon.
Yeah. Amazon's the theme.
So, Joe, you want to tell everybody who we got here with us today?
All right. So welcome everybody. It's the HVP. We got Scotty, myself, Joe, and we are on location at United HVAC in Newburgh. We have the owner, Richard, or Rich Fracasse, as I know him, or Richie, as he likes to be called, right?
Well, whatever. I thought my name was son of a bitch till I was 18 years old.
Yeah, and
That's
that
what
could
my
be-
mother would call me.
That could be a nickname. That could be a nickname. So we're sitting down with Rich today. I've known Rich for, oh my gosh, probably
10 years or more.
yeah,
probably,
10
right?
years, right? Yeah. And I think what we want to hear from you, but I mean, there's a lot that Rich has done for the Newburgh community, for the youth of Newburgh, and he was a youth in Newburgh.
Right.
So he's got a really great story to tell, and now we're sitting in this beautiful office, as you'll see when the video is uploaded.
In about 6 weeks.
Yeah, 6 to 8 weeks, from 6 to 8 weeks. But he owns a silk factory. He owns United HVAC, and he's got some other ventures. But he's never forgotten who he is, and he never forgot where he came from, and he continues to repay Newburgh, and he continues to take care of the community, which I really appreciate. Thank you. There it is. It drifted again. So, Rich, thanks for coming on today. I appreciate it.
It's the gate, like Rich just told us. Here we
Yeah.
are doing this for 21 weeks, and we're idiots. But Rich is like, hey, that's the gate.
Yeah, that's
Gotta-
the gate.
gotta turn
Yeah.
the gate off. Welcome to the gate, Rich. How are you today? Richie, sorry.
No.
No,
Or should I make you feel at home and call you son of a bitch?
Hey, Mom, you're back.
Yeah.
I like it when we start a podcast and we get the title of the podcast right away.
Yeah.
So just so you know, that's going to be the name.
The title's going to be My Mom Called Me Son of a Bitch.
No, I thought my name was son of a bitch.
That's pretty funny.
That's what happens when you record incognito. You get to keep the cool shit in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Keep the good stuff and
That's right. Well, you guys, I mean, you, brother,
Yeah.
have been a integral part to Newburgh. And I remember when I first bought 299 Washington Street, which is now the Silk Factory, that might have been one of the first time. No, that maybe how I maybe met you. Somebody got stabbed.
No,
that was a different one.
Yes.
That was afterwards.
we met right around the time we went to Cream,
Right,
and I met you at Cream
right.
with Amal, and
Yep.
we talked about there was stuff going on in City Hall, and you were planning
Oh,
a support rally for the police department,
right.
which I appreciated.
Right.
So I remember Amal went to Flower, got us desserts and coffee,
Right.
and then we sat in Cream and we had met and we talked.
Yep, I remember that. Yeah.
Yep.
So I remember this was years later. There was this guy selling bags of potato chips.
Yep.
And it was on Washington Street someplace or in that area where the new water park is.
Yep.
And he was selling potato chips, and some idiot robbed him and stabbed him and killed him.
Cadell, yes. I was telling that story to Scotty. I was like, I called Richie. It was a rainy Sunday morning, or like noontime. I was home. I got called in, and I call you on a whim on Sunday. I'm like, hey, I really need to look at your cameras.
Yeah.
And you were like, okay, here's the code, brother. Come on in. And then I went back another day to look for video for something else. And I remember you were like, I have investors coming in. Then you just go in there and look at your video, but don't tell anybody what you're looking at. And I was like, mum's the word.
Don't tell anybody where we live.
Yeah. Mum's the word. We're good.
As the bullets fly over our heads.
Yeah. And then you've always been great to me, great to the police department in Newburgh. And
well, you know something? You guys are. I always would tell people, like, when they were trying to get raises from the city, like just like the firemen. I said, imagine waking up one day and you had a bad night, and you stayed out a little bit too late, and you know, and I would come to work and I feel a little shitty, but you guys come to work and a bad night, somebody's shooting at you.
yes,
Or you got to deal with somebody's got a gun, or if the firemen are breaking into a building, one man with a hose.
Yep.
Because they can't afford to you know, have the proper
equipment or manpower.
manpower.
Yeah. And you know what? And to that point, you can't have a bad day the night, like you know, you have a fight with your girlfriend or your wife, right? Or your dog dies, or you go out and you tie one on, you know, you go to your buddy's bachelor party and you're hungover. You feel like shit the next day. If you're in public service, no one cares.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you're supposed to respond to everybody's worst day. So even though you might be having your worst day,
Right.
if you clocked in and you're there, no one cares.
That's right.
And I still tell recruits that in the academy now, like, unfortunately, we don't get to have a bad day. So you have to tuck that shit away, and you got to wait, and you got to make sure that you give them, I know it sounds, some people would argue, but you have to give them the best customer service possible.
That's right. And if you are having a bad day and you make a mistake, God forbid.
Yep.
Because it could be your life or somebody else's life.
Yes.
And like, I would talk to city council, oh, well, the police department's doing this and the fire department's doing this with their overtime. I said, let them. Because, first of all, they don't make enough money.
Correct.
In the city of Newburgh. And maybe that's a way to allow them to make some extra money and keep, you know, the good guys there. And a lot of the good guys are going now in the city of Newburgh. Firemen and policemen.
Yes.
Gone. Like, I see, you know, we've had a few things over there on my properties, and I see all of these young kids showing up, and I'm saying, man, oh man, oh man. It's like, you know, be safe, be careful, because they're going to get eaten up, some of these young folks.
Yeah, and you know what I will say, of course it was after I left, but they did settle a contract, so the pay is finally
good.
They're at retention level now, like retention level money, where you shouldn't see the mass exoduses that you saw over the last 10 years. So I'm glad that finally occurred.
Thank God. Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I was there to enjoy it, but it was time to go. When it's time to go, it's time to go.
Yeah. Well, you put some time in, brother.
Yeah, I did, and I, you know, I miss the work, I miss the people, like, but I'm happy.
Good.
So
good. So the city manager is gone.
Yes.
Todd is gone. Thank God.
Tell us how you really feel.
He was very tough. He was tough.
You know what? He did a good job in some ways, and in other ways, he had the personality of a rock. You know, and between Todd and Anthony, the ex-police chief, screwed up the Newburgh Illuminated Festival, which we were doing, and the last time we did it, we had 100,000 people there.
Oh yeah, so you know what? Not to cut you off. Yeah. Go back to talk about what Illuminated is.
Okay, so
because that's coming back, and that's a big deal.
Yeah,
that's a huge draw for Newburgh.
Yeah. So, geez, it's got to be over 10 years ago. Over 10 years ago, the mayor Judy, who's gone now, and
Judy Kennedy.
Yep, Judy was a good lady. She's no longer with us, but she asked me to be on the Newburgh Illuminated Committee. And they used to do it at the park. What was it, Downing Park?
Yeah, Downing Park, yeah.
They did it there for a couple of years. They had maybe 300, 400, or 500 people show up. So I got on it, Paul and myself, and Bill Fioravanti always did a great job too. But a handful of us, we took it from 500 people to the last time we did it, we had 100,000 people there.
Incredible.
Wow.
Yeah.
We had I was in charge of the music, and then I was co-chair. Paul was chair. Now Dave's chair. But it was, we had, I think the last time we had 250 vendors. We had 100,000 people. Yeah.
Giant stage at the foot of Broadway.
Yeah.
Is that where it was?
Yeah.
Well,
Eventually it moved. Yeah.
It was Broadway and Liberty Street. It was L-shaped, and we had I think we had 4 or 5 stages when we were last doing it, but at 30 or 40 bands. Yeah, it was pretty cool thing.
Including Rich's band.
Yeah, right.
So Rich's.
Well, yeah, you got to put yourself in there.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
I put myself in there, and I paid all my guys myself.
Oh wow.
Yeah, everybody was saying, "Oh, he makes money doing that." Yeah, I wish. I
Yeah.
bought all of the backline of equipment. I bought it myself. Drum kits, amplifiers. I mean, tens of thousands of dollars of stuff, just so we could do
Just
that.
to make it quick.
Yeah, you'd have to
Yeah.
because a band would go on for 45 minutes. You had 1 hour, 15 minutes to load and unload.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Unload off of one side, load in on the other side, and it was pretty good. It was good. We had a bunch of we had music committee, arts committee, different things, and it was good. But what happened? It was what kind of was the demise of that was one of the police chiefs that were there really didn't know what he was doing and made it a little dangerous. So
And to be fair, the city manager wanted people that were not going to question his directives. He
Right.
wanted to lead from the back or from the ivory tower. You wouldn't see him.
Hi, precious.
Yeah, you wouldn't see him out intermingling with people. We had a cab driver that got murdered.
Yep.
And the cab drivers, all the cab drivers in Newburgh decided they were going to make a statement rally in front of City Hall. So now, of course, that becomes a police issue. So we go out there, and but I remember the commissioner and the chief, we were in some sort of training or meeting or something, and Gomez, the commissioner, comes like, Mr. Benning on the phone, Mr. Benning on the phone. We have to go to City Hall. Everybody needs to go to City. I'm like, okay, well, what's going on at City Hall? So we get there, and there's just cabbies outside honking their horns. So I was a negotiator for a long time, and I walked up to one of the cab drivers that spoke English, because obviously Newburgh's a very diverse community. I'm like, what can we do now? Like this, you can't stop traffic in front of City Hall on Broadway. They're like, we just want to talk to Mr. Venning. We want to talk to the city manager. And I was like, so I relay that to the chain of command, and they were like, well, he's not coming out.
Ugh.
So that's it in a nutshell. So he had a chief and a commissioner. So like I said, when I did my quick impersonation of Commissioner Gomez, that was not exaggerated. That's literally what happened. When he said jump, those two men specifically, they jumped, and with quickness, and they didn't care if it was a knee-jerk reaction, and that's why he liked them. He wanted staff that were literally going to be on the power teat, and whenever he needed something, they did it.
right. Yep.
So
What an absolute waste of time and money with both of those imbeciles, and because that's what they were. They were imbeciles. They came from upstate New York. They had no idea what a city like Newburgh was. You know, well, I guess Gomez was he came from the city, but
they both went to the NYPD Academy together, ironically.
oh really?
But they both left a short time later. Yeah, the commissioner went to a small town PD in Westchester. I don't remember the name of it. And then the chief was retired as a captain from a lieutenant or a captain from Albany.
Yeah. It was a suburb of Albany. It was
Yeah, no. And then he went to Waterville where he was chief for a year. But then
they fired him.
yes,
And then
And
they found a reason to
not renew him.
not renew him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Right.
I think I know what that reason was.
Right.
After that Illuminated Festival, myself and Dave DeLeo, chair and co-chair of the Newburgh Illuminated, whatever, we had to sit there and get scolded by him by all the things that we did wrong. And one of them were, there were cards on Liberty Street and this and that. And I said, Anthony, who was had the streets blocked off? You did. How? What do you think? I had a helicopter come in and drop cars in the middle? I said, you left the cars in. You know, this guy had blamed us for everything he screwed up. Anyway, he's
well, that's how he led.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing you could do is if you did, he was chief, and he wanted you to know he was chief, and he wanted you to address him as chief. It didn't matter if you were a civilian or not.
Oh, wow.
So
Power trip.
yeah, I was meeting with him one day in my office, and he came in, and we were talking, and it wasn't anything serious. It was just a very like a daily conversation that we would have. But my phone rang, and it was a cop at the front window, and he's like, "Hey Joe, it's so and so." He's like, "I just want to let you know, there's somebody in the lobby. They need this, this, and this." I'm like, "All right, well, I'm with the chief right now. I'll talk to you in a few minutes." And I hung up the phone. He's like, "Who is that?" And I said the officer's name. He's like, "He doesn't call you lieutenant?" I said, "No, he doesn't call me lieutenant." I said, "He calls me by my name. He just calls me like Rudy or Joe or whatever, but like he doesn't call." I said, "My rank doesn't define me." I said, "And I went to the academy with this guy." I said, "This guy's known me, and we've been in this together forever." I said, "So I don't need him to call me that to command his respect when I need to." And the look on his face was like, "Oh, well, it was speechless. Like he couldn't and I was like, "Got it. Like this is super important to you." And then the cop and I laughed about it later. And I was like, "Bro, I know if I'm on the street with you and we're going to a call, you're going to call me lieutenant.
Right.
Like I understand you're going to do what I ask you to do."
Well, and that's why nobody respected that guy. I mean, he had zero respect from everybody. But
because it's earned.
Yeah,
it's
right.
earned, right? It's not. It shouldn't be given. It's earned.
Thank God he's gone, and thank God that other imbecile is gone.
Yep.
Too. And I'll tell them that to their faces.
Yeah. No doubt. So Illuminated gets derailed. So the following year after that, there's no more Newburgh Illuminated, which is a shame because it was a huge financial draw for Newburgh. And it was just, it put Newburgh on the map again in a very positive light.
Right. Yeah.
Because,
when
you say 100,000 people, I mean,
That's huge.
Our population is like 48,000.
Yeah.
Right.
So people were coming in from the town, from Middletown.
Yeah, from Beacon.
From Beacon.
Yeah. Ferry was running.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Big deal, yeah.
Yep.
That's great.
Yep. And two imbeciles screwed it up for 100,000 people. But so he's going now, and the interim city manager, Jason, who's Jason, right? What a good guy Jason is.
Yes.
He's been there for a long time. They should keep him as a city manager. They won't. He probably doesn't want to do it because
right.
Yeah. But so I talked to Jason about it, and we're supposed to meet in August and try to figure something out. Now that those two geniuses aren't there.
The leadership in the city of Newburgh right now is really, it's back to where it should be.
Right.
I think you have the right people in the right places.
Yeah.
You have a stable police chief who's a product of the police department,
right.
who's been there.
Right. They're taking these guys from all over the country and interviewing them to be. I said, you should take somebody that moved up from the rank. Everybody knows them. They know. Yes. Right. And finally they did that with the new chief, and he's a good guy. Yeah, he is. And he's in it for the right reasons. Right. And he cares about the city. I recommended you to be. Did you? Thanks. And look, I think we had this conversation where I definitely thought about it. Because I cared, and I still do care about Newburgh and about the community and about Newburgh rising above and getting to where it should really, truly be. It's a lot better than it was. It's still got a ways to go, but it's a lot better. Yeah. So let's rewind. So you're born in Newburgh. Yeah. So my kids would be fifth generation. Wow. So my great grandmother and grandfather came here from Italy. Then both of my grandfathers came here from Italy. So my parents went to NFA, and me, NFA, South High, and then my three daughters. So 5 generations of Guineas. That's great. Listen,
it's funny. We talk about, obviously immigration's like a hot button topic now. And, when you look back onto all the immigrants that helped create this country, right? A large contingent of those immigrants are the Italian Americans or the
That's right.
Italians, the Irish Americans.
Jews, Irish,
Yeah.
Germans, and now we have the Spanish-speaking people,
Yes.
which are a bunch of great people.
They really are, man. And they talk about block pride. Like
Oh yeah.
when you go into their neighborhoods
Yep.
in Newburgh, it's very clear.
I see these guys and girls, and they're family people. They work hard, and I said, you guys remind me of my aunts and uncles and cousins, and who always they worked in all the pocketbook factories here.
Yes.
Yep.
And helped. Now they're the construction workers, and they have restaurants and delis and ice cream shops.
Yeah.
And that's good.
That's what I always try to do. I always try to, wherever I go, I always try to support like the local, like the people who are up and coming and trying to make it. And immediately because you walk in and like you said, it's the whole family.
Yep.
Mom is at the counter, dad's in the back cooking.
right.
When the kids get off of school, they come in and they help.
That's
and,
right.
and you got to respect that. That's the hustle.
Yes.
Like, there's a place right by my house that, that I'm there all the time because of that reason. And they make amazing food.
Yep. That's what America is. Right?
Exactly.
And there's a way to do it, and there's a way not to do it.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother story. But
Correct.
But I mean, we welcome. I welcome those people. I'm glad to. We here at United Air Conditioning have a lot of we have it's like the United Nations here. You know what I mean?
You got everybody covered.
Yeah.
That's good.
We have female technicians. We have every color human being working here at.
That's good.
Yeah. Silk factory too. The silk factory is another place. That's silk factory is like Newburgh.
Yes. Very diverse. And even in like the entertainment that you provide there, there's something literally for everyone.
Yeah, we do all kinds of music. We have Latin night, country night. We have rock, hard metal bands. We have everything. We have soul brunch. We have everything. So it's and in the summertime, this month, July is probably our slowest month.
Right.
Always.
Yeah. Everybody's
gone.
Yeah.
Vacation.
Yeah. August, September. But we'll have hundreds and hundreds every week. We could have 500 to 1,000 people through that place at the Silk Factory. Music, comedy, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I saw you have the Slayer tribute this weekend.
Right. Yeah.
And then I got an ad this morning for Carlos Mencia.
Oh yeah.
They have him coming up, he's great. I saw him years ago down at the Beacon Theater. And then there's somebody coming in October, which the name escapes me. My friend texted me and said, "Hey, we should go do this." So
we have soap opera stars. We have everything. We have a new person bringing our talent in. So we're gonna start seeing bigger names.
Oh, cool.
That's great.
It'll be cool.
We got a new booker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and
It's all about the booking, baby. That's what makes it work.
it's true. And obviously, like, you can't, you're very hands-on as a leader and a business owner, but even you can't do everything,
That's for sure.
as much as you want to.
Right.
But when you hire the right staff, and like I remember I reached out to you in 2023, right before I retired, actually. We were having our 30th high school reunion, and you were in between managers, or you had one manager or somebody that was handling those of private events, and they left. And the person that came in afterwards was absolutely amazing.
That's good.
Yeah, she was amazing. She was responsive, even during the event, after the event, because then I think I went for, when did I see her last? I don't know. It was either for building bridges, which we'll get into later, graduation, or I was just there. I think I was there for lunch one day.
Right.
And I saw her, and like, just friendly, outgoing. What can I do? Like, once you have these relationships with people, you have to foster them.
We have here at United, so we've been around for 30 years. I have, like, our office manager, Robin, you walked by her. She's been here for 30 years. Michelle's been here for 20 years. Steve Evans been here for 25 years. Dino, 20 years. Like, we have about 40 something people here, and at least half of them have been here for 15, 20, 25, 30 years.
Wow, that's incredible.
So what does that
Especially
tell
since it's a small business, you know what I mean?
So when you treat people right,
exactly, they're going to
You
stick
know.
around. They're going to do the right thing because
Correct.
you're doing the right thing.
right.
It's a two-way street. It's
Well, yeah.
right.
You do the. I mean, that goes back to what we were talking about before. Respect is earned.
That's right.
You know, and just because your name's on the sign, I mean, not literally, but you know what I mean. Like
His
you're
last
like-
name's United.
Yeah. Richie United. Just because your name's on the sign doesn't mean that you have to walk around and rule with an iron fist. You can still be a
Right.
human.
Right.
And that's the one thing I've always respected about you is that you treat people like people.
Right.
It doesn't matter if, you know, I'm homeless living on the street of Newburgh and you're pulling up in your sports car. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to come and check on me if it looks like I'm down on my luck or I need something.
Right.
And you're going to offer me a meal. If there's anything you can do to help me, I know that you will.
That's the way it should be.
Yes.
So if it crosses your path, you need to do something about it. If you see a turtle in the middle of the road and the cars are whizzing by, and I've done this, and I'm sure probably you guys too, you get out of the car and you get that turtle to the other side of the road.
Yes.
So, and some woman, so quick story. So at the silk factory, there's these group of kids that would come by all the time. They would be going to Leonard Lee's boxing club, right? And a bunch of young kids, and they were mostly girls, 12, 14, 16-year-olds. And they would walk by the windows and they'd see me and they'd, hey, Rich. So we'd bring them in, get them sodas, whatever. I'd give everybody $5, $10, $20 or whatever.
That's awesome.
In my pocket. But they got to listen to me for fun. What are you guys doing? You going to school? You staying in school? But what are you doing? What are you doing? You shouldn't be out this late. Blah 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 blah. You gotta listen to me, right? So one time, this group of kids are walking by, and call me outside. I come out and give everybody. They want to talk to me because they know I'm going to give them money.
Right.
So we get out, and they got this young boy with them, probably 14 years old, and I said, "Who's this?" I said, "You're new." Matthew, I can't remember his name, but say Matthew, right? I say, "Hey, Matthew, how you doing?" So I shake his hand. He looks at my feet, and he shakes my hand with like. I said,
"Oh no."
I said, "Brother, let me ask you a question. Why in the fuck are you looking at my feet when you shake my hand, right?" I said, "This is the way you're supposed to shake somebody's hand. This is the way." I said, "You look me in my eyes and you shake my hand like this, right?" That's because nobody told this kid how to shake somebody's hand, right?
Right, and he's almost like it's that primal. Okay, I have to bow to this man.
Right.
But all right, we're men. You should-
Right. Wait, he was a little shy, probably.
Yeah,
this
that's
kid.
exactly.
So this woman comes up
Exactly.
to me. She goes, "Oh, Rich, hi, I want to help people. I want to start a not-for-profit foundation, blah blah." I said, "You don't have to start nothing. Help the turtle across the road. That's what you got to do, because you make more of an impact when you see somebody and show them how to shake your hand. When the turtle's walking across the street, you save his life. You don't need to." I tell her this story, and she says, "Well, it's probably because he's black and it's because of slavery." I said, no. I said, "It's because his mother and father were a fucking asshole and they didn't teach him how to shake somebody's hand.
Correct.
They didn't guide this poor kid. Nobody's guiding this kid. You know, I don't give a shit. It's not because of what color you are. It's because of how you were taught."
Yeah, and a lot of it's now because of the younger generation. Like they're all on phones and everything. So like, you know, when you shake a younger kid's hand, it's like they want you to kiss it because they don't know what to do. They're all like,
it's all awkward.
it's like the most awkward thing in the world.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, and the same thing. I'm always like, no, you gotta get in there. You gotta shake their hand. You know, you gotta give it a good squeeze and look them straight in the eye. It's how are you? I'm good. Nice to meet you.
I tell all these young kids, younger people, like these girls, if you want to be successful, you could be the best beautician, you could be the best financial advisor, you could be the best anything, you could be the most beautiful, you could be the smartest, but if you don't have a good personality and connect with people, you will be nothing. You will not succeed without that communication skills, without those communication skills.
Yeah, no, And that's it. And going back to Scotty, what you said with the phones, like we've become not our generation, but we have this new generation. It's like 2 generations now of young people that their only connection is to the device.
Right.
Talk shit on the internet to your friend.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I said that to my my 12-year-old. I said it was a lacrosse game, it was a lacrosse game, and he got thrown out of the game, and which is the first time that's ever happened. And he was still like chirping, and we came home, and I was like, listen, go into the garage and do push-ups. I said, because if you're going to keep writing checks like that, you're going to have to get prepared because someone's going to pay you back with a punch in the face.
That's right.
I said, like,
Don't let your mouth write a check that your body can't
yeah,
cash.
Exactly.
I said, yes, I said, I am very, like, I'm assertive. I don't want people, don't cut me in line. Don't ignore me as a human. Like, don't overlook me. Don't treat me disrespectfully. I said, but if you're going to do that, you know that comes at a price. So you can start at a 10 and finish at a 1, or you can start at a 10 and then they go to a 10, and now you have to check your account to make sure you have enough to cover that.
That's right.
Because it could be uncomfortable.
That's right. That's right.
So, I said, you don't get that on the phone. You don't get that from your phone. The phone's not going to punch you in the mouth.
No.
A couple of punches in the face, and I've had them.
Yeah.
In high school, teaches you how to navigate.
Yes, exactly. And you're like,
A lot of it is posturing, though.
Yes.
I mean, being in business, you have to posture.
Yes.
Also, I've took the gun with 5 rounds in it in one empty chamber and put it to my head and pulled the trigger a few times as a way to an analogy.
yeah.
Metaphor.
Metaphor, right? But sometimes you got to do that and just hope that the gun doesn't go off too.
Yes.
Yes.
So
That's the other thing I said. And another one of my lines that I say all the time is like, you have to sell crazy.
that's right. That's right.
And for my career for 20 years, like that was the most important part. It wasn't, nobody wants to get into, most of us don't want to get into a violent confrontation. So you really have to posture and sell crazy. And that's what I mean by like starting at a 10, like balls to the wall, crazy. And then if the level of crazy is not met, then you can bring it down and be like, okay, how do we work this out?
Right.
But you got to start somewhere. And sometimes you got to start at the top and work your way down.
Yeah.
But posturing, it's a huge part of negotiations.
And being in business, what we are as business people is we're manipulators, right? So, and I'm a master manipulator, but I manipulate for the greater good of all.
Right.
See, if you just manipulate for your own good, you're gonna fail. If you manipulate and guide and tweak for the greater good of all, then you'll have people working with you, and I don't say for me, I say with me.
Yep.
For 30 years and 20 years and et cetera, et cetera. And after a while, the good people stay and the bad get weeded out.
Yep. And we had another business owner on a few episodes ago, and we talked about the same thing, right? Like he leads from the front, and there's no job that's beneath him.
Right.
And when you do that, and when you lead from that perspective, it's a no-brainer. You're going to get people following you. They'll follow you into the fire.
That's right.
Because they know that you're going, and they know that you care about them, and they care about you.
Right. And you have to care about them.
Yes.
So like this is our, here at United Air Conditioning, this is our, I don't know, 5th or 6th move in 30 years. We've moved 6 times probably. And every time we move, except for now, because I'm hoping we're going to stay in this place because it's big enough. But every time we moved, I didn't take the best office. My office was always in the back with a window this big. And, a lot of the more, the people got the best offices.
The nervous system of the business. Who makes it work.
Right.
The people who make it work.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what needs to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm the same way with my job too. Like everybody comes in, I own a barber shop, and everybody's like the new guy keeps introducing me. Oh, that's my boss. I'm like, no. I'm his coworker.
Right.
And I keep trying to explain to them. I'm like, the game is Like, yes, you're here, but think of it as your barbershop inside my barbershop.
Right, right.
And that's the way, this is your business now.
Right,
And that's
right.
the way you have to run it. Like, you're renting from me. You know, I just want to see you succeed. I don't want to see you sitting. I want to see you doing more haircuts than me.
That's right.
I need a successor. You know what I mean? Like, I want everybody to do the best they can, because then as a group, everybody's happy.
That's right. Everybody succeeds.
Exactly.
That's right.
And it's a team. It's a team concept, right?
Yeah. So the word team, right? All this big corporate bullshit. Oh, I want to get my team. I don't like that fucking.
We're
name.
doing team building.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
It just makes me mad when I hear that.
Yeah, but in a way, it's I don't like to use that terminology, team, because it's too fucking
Corporate.
Yeah,
corporate.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what it is, really. It's more like a family.
Yes. Okay. You know what? I can absolutely. That's better.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Family's better.
I say crew, but yeah, you're
Crew,
right.
yeah, I like
family
crew,
does
too.
work. Family
Crew-
works.
Crew's good because it's more hood.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. Because team building is way too corporate and way too cheesy. So now, real quick, how did you had so many different ventures? Where did the Silk Factory come from?
So I bought that building, I don't know, I think it's about 15 years ago now. And it was, a lot of it's luck too, if it's things that cross your path, and if you're ready at that opportunity. So many things could have happened, like so many things I wanted to do, but I wasn't ready financially or whatever for it.
Right.
But so that building came up probably like maybe more than that, but say 15 years ago. And that's where United Air Conditioning moved for a while. And then we bought 201 Ann Street, and we moved there because we grew out of Washington Street. Anyway, and that's what that building needed to be. I used to drive by that building where the Silk Factory is as a kid, and I used to just check. It was because it's a cool building.
It really is.
And-
And I was, like I said, when we showed up there first, our wires got crossed. We went to the wrong spot.
And that was my fault, and I apologize.
No big deal at all. But I was showing Scotty the outside. I'm like, I was like, the inside of this building is fucking
You
amazing.
got to see it, brother.
So my question is was it like one of those old pocketbook factories like you talked about back in the day? Is that what it was? Was it like an old factory in the city?
Good question. So I come across the building. I ended up being able to buy it. I ended up having enough money to put down as a deposit, which is, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
So for me, anyway. So I bought it from Steve Perella, Perella Electric, who was there for years and years and years. And the myth that I heard, or the legend I heard, it was a silk mill or something to do with silk, and I didn't know what it was. So my friend Ted Doring, who you guys should talk to, and I'll set you up with Ted, because Ted's a good guy.
He owns a Motorcyclopedia.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Ted's a real dude, man. He's the real deal.
I like motorcycles.
Oh man, wait, you guys got to see the Motorcyclopedia Museum. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll have to record there.
Yeah, we'll have to do that
Yeah,
one there.
yeah.
As soon as you mentioned that last week, that's all I could think of.
Yeah.
I actually made my buddy, he called, he's like, I want to get my motorcycle license. I was like, Motorcyclopedia, that's the place to go. I was like, it's over 2 days and you get your license. It's awesome. They have a motorcycle free to use. It's incredible.
Yep. So Ted's got these old directories from the late 1800s and early 1900s. So I said, I want to find out what this building really was. So him, my uncle Nick DeRosa, who was a retired Orange County judge.
Yeah, county court judge. Yeah. Well, he started as a Newburgh
That's
judge.
right. That's right.
And then he was a county court judge, and he's a huge Corvette enthusiast.
Right.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
Yep. So me, Nikki, I believe it was myself, Nikki, and Ted sat down in the Motorcycle Museum, and we started going through these directories, and we found something that said that building was a silk something, right? But I wasn't sure because the streets may have been named different, and it was the layout was different. I don't think 9W was really 9W then. And
Yeah, at that time it probably wasn't, because that's years and hundreds of years ago.
I think the building was built in 1910. So we were doing some renovations when we were putting the kitchen in, and there was a metal plate about 2 foot square, and it was hammered with 1 million roofing nails into the floor, because there was a hole in the floor where a pipe must have came out of it, or something. And it's where that hole was is when you first walk through the main entrance, and you'll see the kitchen directly in front of you. So I asked one of the guys, I said, you know what? I was going to leave that patch there because it's kind of funky and so I said, but you know what, Mike, rip it out. Let's throw some flooring in it and blah, blah, blah. Later on that day, I came back and there's a pile of debris and 2x4s and shit. And that metal patch was there. And I picked it up and I spun it around and it was half of a sign. And it said, TNCEIKL or something. I don't remember. 3 words or 3 long, but it was half of the sign. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell did this sign say? Well, what it said was Palatine Silk Company entrance. It was half of that sign.
Oh, cool, man.
Awesome.
Yeah. So and then we did a little more digging. We found out, so the Palatine Hotel was the parent company to the Palatine Silk Company, which was in that building.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. And so they made stuff out of silk. So there was, in the basement, there's a safe, like a safe, I don't know, it's got to be 20 by maybe 15 by 20 room with a vaulted ceiling. And it was with a big safe door. And now it's our walk-in cooler, by the way.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Way to repurpose that.
Yeah,
That's, yeah. So, but that's where they used to keep the silk. And they used to make silk, and they made silk for the parachutes for World War II, and silk stockings and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's great history to have there.
Yeah, it's cool.
and if you once you see the inside of a place, I mean, it's just got such an eclectic. I don't even know a better word to describe it, but it's just
My daughter, my youngest daughter, Morgan, said that they said, who decorated this place? And my daughter says, oh, my father did. She said, my daughter's 25 now, the youngest. And she said, I believe that this is like if you were walking around inside my father's head, this is what it would look like.
I love it.
Shit all over the place.
Well, that's like my barber shop.
Really?
My
Yeah.
girlfriend calls me a hoarder, but it is what it is.
yeah, it's just got such a distinct feel of comfort, but it's also cool as hell.
I want it to be, you walk in and it feels like you're in your grandmother's living room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you walk in and it's you. I want you to feel comfortable there. I want it to be yours. When you walk in the door, it's not mine, it's yours. I want you to feel at home.
Well, that's how hospitality works, and it sounds like you're really good at this.
I don't know about that.
No, don't say you are.
So, and then upstairs you have like a mini theater, right?
Well, yeah, upstairs it's a 450 person capacity. We have a stage, full stage, front and back line, lighting. It's a concert venue, wedding hall. We have.
Oh, that's awesome too. Yeah.
You got beautiful weddings there, man. Cool
That's
stuff.
where I had the reunion. We had
Yeah,
a
yeah,
reunion there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we didn't have a DJ. We did our own music thing, but
Y'all took turns singing a cappella?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, some did.
Break dancing. Joe was break dancing.
Yeah.
Here's my mixtape from 1992 when we graduated.
Well, it was funny. So my friend that there were 3 of us that put this together, and she put together a 90s playlist for Spotify, and that's what we played
Yeah,
through
that's
the
cool.
acoustics
Nice.
at the Soak Factory.
Although we've come to the end of the road.
I think that was our prom song, actually. Yeah.
Of course it was. That was a good shot in the dark, right?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, who was that though?
That was Boys to Men.
Boyz II Men.
Yeah,
Boyz II Men.
ABC.
Boyz II Men.
ABC, BBD.
Yeah.
East Coast family.
But it's but upstairs you have you have a green room, you have a lounge.
Yeah,
It's really
green room, bridal suite, whatever you want to call it.
yeah, it's really cool.
That's awesome, man.
I mean, you got to go, brother. If you, we top bands that tour the country, comedians that been on TV, and we got some like real big stuff coming too. Like
That's great.
we had Lil Kim there, and different stuff.
well, I know you had a
Stuff, like
Metallica
stuff.
tribute a couple weeks ago or months ago.
Killer.
And my customer was raving about it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
my buddy
thanks.
Ed, he comes in
Yeah.
all the time. Ed France, what's up, Ed? He comes in all the time. He said, "Dude, you have to get there. You have to get there."
Yes.
I want next. You guys pick something you want and let Joe know, and we'll get you in.
Okay, sounds like a date.
Yeah, definitely. And I got to get back. The last time, it was last year or the year before, you had a show I wanted to go to, and it was the same week we were like away on vacation or something.
My band is going to be there August 14th. You guys, it's a 15-piece funk band with a 5-piece horn.
Oh, you got a funk band.
Yeah.
Oh man, I would love to come to that. I'm out of town.
The Funk
Oh, yeah.
Junkies.
Yeah.
So we'll-
oh, you're the Funk Junkies.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
I wanted to get to that too, find out what his band was called because we
Yeah.
keep talking about his band. But I like that full horns and everything. That's great.
Sometimes we'll do a show with Corey Glover from Living Color.
Oh, okay,
I was gonna mention that. So Corey Glover lives in Newburgh.
yes, that I know.
Yeah.
So
He is that who does the brunch too? That you said the soul.
No,
brunch?
no,
Okay.
no. We do it in house. We have another guy that does it sometimes too.
Okay.
Soul brunch. But Corey, like my band will do Living Color songs with a full horn section.
That's great.
It's killer. Corey, that guy, he's got to be one of the most talented people I know.
Yes.
I learned so much stuff from standing next to him on stage, just how he controls a crowd, and he's just he's a pro. I mean, he's been doing it since he's a kid, and he's in his 50s now. So
and Living Color, when they came out, I mean, they came out in the 90s, and I think that band, they were ahead of their time.
Well, that was one of my.
It was awesome.
That was one of my last great moments in radio. We got to host. We brought the listeners in to see the sound check for them.
Oh, okay.
And then they came up into the upstairs room there at the Chance. I forget what that club was
Yeah.
called, Club Crandall or whatever. And, we all got to hang out with the band for a little while. And Corey's just like the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah.
And then they hear the legend of Corey, like when bands are playing around Newburgh, like at parks and stuff like that, he'll show up and sing with the band.
Yeah.
Where else does that happen with a
Right,
guy
right,
like that? You know
right.
what I'm saying? Like he's a living color. He's the guy. His song plays every week on wrestling, Cult of Personality.
Yeah.
He shows up and does it live at WrestleMania for the guy. It's the coolest goddamn thing ever. And he's here. That's fucking amazing.
When I first started in Newburgh, and they told me we were responding to like a noise complaint or something. Yeah, it was his house.
oh really?
And they were like, yeah, some guy lives here. I don't know. And they were like, Mr. Glover. And I was like, what?
Danny?
Yeah, well, that was my first thought. And then I wasn't even on my radar. And then they were like, yeah, it's some guy from a band like Corey something. I'm like, Corey Glover from like Living Color? What? And, I never actually met him. And it was more just show up, put on the air horn and everybody leaves or whatever. But I was like, there's no way that's real.
He's just a humble, good guy. I mean, Corey was he was a VJ on VH1. He was in the movie Platoon.
Oh, was he?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So if you remember after the Viet Cong came in and then the bombs went off and everybody's laying around dead towards the end of the movie, and the young guy, black guy, he takes a knife and he stabs himself in the leg so
Yeah.
he could get medevaced out, and he didn't have that was Corey.
Oh, wow.
No, I know that.
We couldn't tell without all the colored dreadlocks, but I got a question for you. When he answered the door at the house, did he have on his wetsuit like in the video? Was he wearing his body glove wetsuit? Or-
So that's the thing.
You don't want to see Corey wearing that now.
Yeah.
You said it, not me.
That's the funny part is that I never actually met him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like I was brand new in this first, and then it just kind of it was one of those things where you go a couple days in a row to a noise complaint or whatever, and then it kind of just fixes itself. So I never actually met him, and then fast forward years later, and he's all like you said, he's in the park, he's at Silk Factory, he's doing all these public
Right.
appearances. I'm like, there he is.
Yep.
Like, he's here, and not only is he here, but he's here and he's front and center.
He's participating.
Yeah.
He's part of the function of the city.
Yeah.
When I first started doing the Illuminated, I asked him to he headlined his band headlined the Illuminated, and so he's headlining, right, and it's weird, like when you're on stage, sometimes it's hard to get people's attention. So Corey's on stage, and there's, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000 people.
Yeah, sea of people in front.
Right. But so I've played in front of maybe 10,000 people in the illuminated things. But so this is like when we first started, and I think that year we had 5,000 people show up. But from 500 to 5,000, that's a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
Long story short, so Corey's on stage, and I'm watching him, and the people are probably 40 or 50 feet away. But there's a lot of people, and they're watching him, but they're 40 or 50 people feet away from the stage. So Corey's singing, and and he's singing. So he takes the mic and he takes it away from his mouth and he drops the mic on the stage. Boom, and all you hear is singing the song, but you can't really hear him. And like these people just kind of like their feet left the ground and they all kind of, and they just, and all of a sudden, the next thing you know, that the 2,000 people were right in front of me, picked the mic back up, and I said, man, that motherfucker knows what he's doing.
Yeah, that's a great move. That's a power move right there.
That is too.
What's he saying? Huh? Oh, we got to get closer.
Yeah, smart.
But he's the real deal. I learned a lot of shit from Corey.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you said he performs with you sometimes?
Yeah. When they're not touring, if they're not touring, I'll ask him to come. And anytime they're not touring, if he can, he sings with us.
That's awesome.
Quite a few times.
That's awesome. That's very cool.
Yes, sir.
One more thing I definitely want to talk about. So right when I retired from the police department, we have a friend in common, Isabel Rojas, right? And Isabel, we talked in the last episode, we talked about communities that need outreach, right? And like you talked about just the kid who didn't know to look you in the eye because he didn't know. And I'm sure you can speak to that. We could talk about this for weeks, but you have a group of people that maybe don't know. They don't know. Like I said, there was people that didn't have a driver's license, didn't know how to get a driver's license, didn't know how to get an ID card.
And there's just nobody there to show them.
Right. So, and we talked about, you have to be careful because there's a lot of outreach in Newburgh now, and a lot of it is genuine, but there's also some that it comes with strings, right? So,
but unfortunately, a lot of it's about the money, and they don't give a shit about helping people.
Right. There's definitely an agenda. So the biggest group of people that you can help steer in a positive direction and give positive influence to are the youth.
All right.
So, and that's something like you just spoke about, and you take that to heart. So, our friend Isabel, she starts an organization called Building Bridges, and she works with the youth advocacy program out of Orange County, out of Newburgh. And what it is it's a program that is rooted in building bridges between the youth in over-policed, underserved communities, with the police department and youth connection. So trying to build those bridges so we can have uncomfortable or real conversations, and not on the side of the road at like their worst moment, or not if, you're in the house arresting mom or arresting dad or arresting the kid. Like it's in a neutral playing ground. It's all done through, like I said, through the youth advocacy program. But when Isabel was looking to have, it was like their first Building Bridges class, she reached out to Rich, because it's a 1-week class and then it culminates with a graduation. And we want the graduation to be special, and we want it to be memorable. We want it to be at a place that the kids might not ever know existed or have never been behind the doors, inside. You want it to be somewhere nice. So she reaches out to Rich, and Rich, without hesitation, says, not a problem. You can have it at the Soak Factory.
Oh, that's awesome.
Not only does he have it at the Soak Factory, but he like he said, he talks to each of the kids. He tells them his story, where he came from, why it's important to stay in school, why it's important to succeed, and why it's important to continue to better yourself and be a good human.
You guys, we do these things because we care.
Correct.
And it's just because we care. It's not, we don't want anything back. It's just because we care. So that's the motivation for it. And you know what, Isabel, she's the real deal. That girl, she's another one. She is something else. She's a force. She's the real deal. But and so I was honored that they would even ask me, and I didn't do anything. I just said, here's the keys, pretty much. It's not a big deal. But what I learned from seeing these kids, and like the first one, and I don't know how much I could say, but so these two beautiful young girls, I think one was like 14, another one was 16 or something like that. And so I saw them and they're there, and I said, what are you guys here for? Well, we had problems with our father or whatever. I said, well, you know something, sometimes your parents, you know, are trying to look out for you, and you know, we don't agree with them, and sometimes we don't like them. I said, when I was 16, I didn't like my mother or father too much, you know.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Facts.
And they're not shaking on their head. And later on, I found out that wasn't the case. The one little girl was being raped by her father.
Oh, that's horrible.
And so I'm thinking to myself, man, oh man, you know, that's some tough shit right there.
Well, that's it. We don't know. You never know what somebody's walk is in
That's
life, right?
That's right, brother.
And that's why by just being willing to sit and have the conversations with humility, and yeah, you might not get it right, but you're there.
And so I didn't really do anything for them. They did shit for me. Like I learned, and so like every time that they asked me to speak, first of all, I'm honored. Do you want to hear me? Wow. And so I would say, hey, I'm you. You guys, I was you. I was selling drugs in high school. I got arrested. You know, I was going to kill somebody. You know what I mean? I broke into houses. You know, and I said, now look what I have. You know, but I was you. You can be me, right?
Right.
And the next time, or towards the end of that one night, the little girls came up to me. They said, Rich, we want to be like you. And I said, holy shit, wow. You know. That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
That they would say that.
That means you had impact.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Yep.
But you're somebody that's willing to take the time to have conversations with them. And a lot of people aren't.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of people have time to a lot of people don't have the capacity.
That's the big, I think the capacity is more than the time.
Right.
You know,
right.
because like, well, what do I, you know, you see people that when the conversation starts to get awkward or weird, people are like, oh, I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
You keep going. That's what
right.
happens. You dig in,
which is brought up a very important point. We have situations in work, we have situations in life, right? How do you approach that? You tell the truth.
Yeah.
Right. You know, we had a bartender at Silk Factory, really wonderful guy, good looking, just a really wonderful, nice, good guy. And they stopped using him. Why? Because it took him 20 hours to make one drink, right? Because he wasn't doing a good job.
Yeah.
And he came, yo, Rich, they're not giving me hours and blah, blah, blah. And I said, brother, come sit down here. And I said, tell him why he's not here. Well, you know, I said, because you're not doing a good job. Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
You come back. If you do a better job, we'll give you more work.
Right.
You know, and too many people don't tell the truth. Sometimes the truth is painful.
But the truth
hurts.
The truth, yes, the truth hurts. But you have to be, and there's a delivery method too. It's not like, hey man, well, because we're not hiring you because you're a fucking asshole.
Right.
Like
right.
that's not even the truth.
That's
the truth
right.
of the matter is that like this is based on production and volume. And you're not meeting the capacity that we need you to meet.
That's right.
So if you can, you know, just go somewhere else, it's a little lower speed and work yourself up, we'll have you back.
That's right. And the truth doesn't always mean you're bad.
No.
You know?
It's things you can use to build. And like all you can deliver that message, and how it's received is not that's not on you.
Right.
It's you deliver the message. How you take that message is up to you.
And what you do with it.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
So if you become defensive, and that's a lot when you have that, the ability to be honest with people, you find people get very defensive, and I've usually kind of like, I wasn't talking to you in the hopes that you would get defensive. That's not what I was trying to do. I was trying to educate you, and I wanted to be truthful with you, and I'm sorry that you're defensive.
The Silk Factory, just a real quick one. The Silk Factory. How many people will come to me and say, you know what? I got these French fries and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, they were saying, I want to hear that. You know why? Because I can go to the kitchen. Hey, guys, we gotta fix this.
Yeah.
We want to hear things so we can fix them. When you say, you know, the other thing is I hear is, I paid $5 for this soda. I said, okay. you can go to the Sunoco station, get one for $2, but don't bring it back in here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because it cost me $2 million to fix this place up, right? And that's why your soda's $5.
So your soda's $5 because you're sitting on this beautiful antique couch.
That's right.
So you can take your ass to the bench in front of City Court and
Go
you
get
can
your
drink
bacon,
it there.
egg, and cheese over there. And
McDonald's is open.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can eat it right in your car. There you go.
That's right. Anyway,
But yeah, I think what you've done and what you continue to do in Newburgh is super important. And like I said, you're doing it because you care, and you're doing it because it's where you came from. And I think people that forget where they came from are in the many, and the people that haven't forgot where they came from and that continue to contribute to their communities are few and far between. So that's why I wanted to, we wanted to sit down and have this conversation with you.
well, that's very kind, and I appreciate that,
Because
brother.
I think that it's something that's important, and you do it with no agenda.
You know what? Maybe a little bit of selfishness.
Yes, there is, because you feel good.
It makes me feel good.
And that's,
right.
I've had this conversation with people too. Like, there's no selfless act, because when you do something, it fuels your soul, and you feel good. So it doesn't come without any reward.
Right.
It's an emotional, or
Yeah.
it fuels you.
I would argue that though, because it definitely comes with a reward, because karma is going to come around and
Yes,
catch you the right
yes,
way.
yes,
Like he
yes.
said, he ended up with the building because everything aligned and everything worked out.
Right.
If he wasn't the guy he was, he might have not had that opportunity. Which
You're
is
right.
pretty awesome.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
What goes around comes around.
Well, that's cool, but I don't think any of us here do it because we expect something.
No.
So,
No.
but if it comes around, hey, that's okay too.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, and that's, it's funny, when we started talking about this, people are like, "Oh, you guys make money off this?" No, we do this because we're passionate about it, and we like the idea of doing
right.
it. And it gives us an opportunity. If I just said to you, "Hey man," I mean, you would say yes anyway, but if I said, "Hey Rich, Scotty and I just want to come and bullshit with you in your office today," you would say yes.
Of course,
But
because I like you guys.
right. But I mean, now, the people that don't know about the Silk Factory and don't know about Rich Fracasse and what he does or what he's about, now there's more exposure to that. And I think I know how special you are. So I think to be able to put the word out and share that knowledge with people is something that makes me, truly makes us happy.
Yeah, exactly. Like I learned a lot today. I really did. Like, I had no idea, I knew he was the owner of the Silk Factory. You told me he had a background.
I had
in the
no
city.
idea what a big asshole Rich Fracasse was.
No, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Yeah, we got to bring it back to the beginning. You're a son of a bitch. So, but yeah, no, dude, like you're an incredible guy. And, I think everything you're doing, like Joe pointed out, for the city and for everything that you do, your work families and everything like that, we need people like you, and we need people like you in communities. So you're very, very important. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
And
I think there's
you're a
lot-
treasure
well-
for Newburgh's very lucky to have somebody like you in the back pocket.
And I think by getting your name
that's
out
true.
there with this, that helps, because the people like you, because they're in every community, they
For
need
sure.
they need to connect.
Right, that's cool. I was gonna say, there's a lot of us.
Yes.
You guys,
yeah.
we're all the same. You guys, there's a lot of us, And you know what? We don't need a lot of notoriety.
No.
There's a million things I know you've done, and nobody knows about it. There's a million things that I've done, and nobody's got to know about it. You too, brother. But I appreciate the kindness.
Oh, for sure, man. This has been great.
Yeah, man. Rich, thank you for your time, man.
Thank you.
I hope you all learned something today, because I definitely did.
Same. Yeah, this is
So-
great for me.
Thanks, brothers.
All right, if you want to come on the pod, you know what to do. Scotty, I'm sorry, hvp.scotty@gmail.com.
hvp.joey@gmail.com.
And the socials.
_HVP. That's for YouTube and Instagram.
There you go. So now you know. We'll see you soon. See ya.
On the mountains